This giant is set to become the face of WWE with incredible power and unique skill, but things weren't always so amazing for Ova. And before getting stadiums and crowds going, the lack of opportunities and the limited wrestling culture in Nigeria almost made him give up on his dream of becoming a wrestler one day. Future WWE superstars, how's everyone doing? I'm Diego Aranis, and this is a new video. In today's video, my friends, we're going to have the first chapter of the biographies.
WWE wrestlers.
And I decided to start with a wrestler who is really popular. I mean, we've all walked like him at least once. And I'm talking about Ova Femi, this tremendous Nigerian wrestler who has managed to establish himself and earn the respect of the fans. Not just because of his charisma or his entrance or his personality, but because he has shown in the ring that he really has a lot to give, a lot to offer.
He is already becoming part of WWE history.
At the same time, I ask you to follow me on my Instagram, friends, where you'll be able to stay up to date with absolutely everything. My Instagram is all about wrestling, so it's going to be a good time or a good gathering for us to meet as well. Look, I can already hear Ova. So go now and check out Ova Femi's biography. Born and raised in Nigeria by his parents, Maria and Niji Odegvesam, Ova was born on April 22, 1902, in Lagos, Nigeria. Raised in a middle-class family, from a very young age he showed privileged genetics and a fascination for Western pop culture. At the age of 6, he discovered wrestling thanks to VHS tapes that arrived in his neighborhood, becoming fascinated by characters such as The Undertaker, Triple H, and Kane. Despite his love for sports entertainment, the situation in Nigeria and the limited awareness of wrestling there did not lead him to focus his tremendous physique on athletics. He entered the University of Lagos, where he quickly became the most dominant shot-put athlete in the country, sweeping 10 gold medals in national university competitions during 2016. But after his incredible effort and great dedication, his performance did not go unnoticed by the amazed Western world. He was discovered by wrestling scouts in his neighborhood, and thanks to a Western video, he was offered the opportunity to move completely free of charge to the United States. His first stop in the United States was Middle Tennessee State University, where he began to refine his throwing technique. However, his real breakthrough into college stardom happened when he moved to the University of Alabama, joining the prestigious Crimson Tide athletics program. Under a militarized training regimen and powerlifting, Ova transformed his body into a 140-kilogram mass of muscle without losing speed or explosiveness. The results were immediate. He was crowned Southeast Conference champion in shot put. He dominated both indoor and outdoor competitions between 2021 and 2022. He achieved the All-American distinction from the National Collegiate Athletic Association, the main organization that regulates college sports in the United States, coming close to qualifying for the Olympics. Ova graduated with a degree in visual arts, a discipline that, according to his own statements, helped him understand stage composition, drama, and body expression, tools that would be key in his professional future. But everything happens for a reason in life. Nothing is coincidental. In December 2021, WWE launched a groundbreaking initiative, the Next in Line program, looking to recruit the best college athletes in the United States before they finish their careers, to mold them from scratch. Although we now know him as Ova Femi, at that time he was a humble young man full of hopes and dreams named Isaac Odukbasan. He was selected in the very first generation of this project due to his legitimate physical credentials. After graduating from Alabama in 2022, he moved to Orlando, Florida after being called by WWE to formally join and work at the Performance Center. The adaptation process was tough. Isaac had the strength, but he had to learn ring psychology, ring safety, and above all, how to speak on the microphone. When he was asked what he wanted to be called in the ring, he said Ova Femi, a name that evokes Nigerian royalty, roughly translating as,
"The king loves me or the ruler."
Once settled in WWE and having trained enough at the Performance Center, Ova Femi made his televised debut on WWE's developmental brand in mid-2023. But the real turning point happened at the end of that year, when he entered the NXT Breakout Tournament. Ova Femi dominated the tournament, winning the final and thus earning a contract for a title opportunity. Instead of waiting, he cashed in his opportunity immediately in January 2024, defeating Dragon Lee to become the NXT North American Champion. His reign became the longest in the history of the championship in a single period, surpassing 270 days. He developed an arsenal based on slamming his opponents with one-arm military presses and his devastating fall from grace, a sit-out powerbomb executed at terrifying speed. And not only that, he went from being a silent monster to an eloquent monarch. His calm promos with a deep and intimidating voice instilled a unique psychological terror in his opponents. After losing the North American title in a hard-fought triple threat match at the end of 2024, Ova Femi went straight to the top of the brand. He won the demanding Iron Survivor Challenge match at Deadline 2024, which earned him the ticket to dethrone and become the world champion of the brand. During 2025, he became a two-time NXT champion, completely cleaning out the developmental division and making it clear that the Florida territory was already becoming too small for him. With the arrival of 2026, the rumors about his debut on the main brands were deafening. WWE decided to pull the trigger in the biggest way possible. After much anticipation, Ova Femi officially debuted on the main roster, entering as the #1 entrant in the 2026 Royal Rumble. Far from backing down, he sent 5 veteran superstars over the top rope. His elimination required the direct intervention of a legendary heavyweight, Brock Lesnar, planting the seeds for a clash of titans. The rivalry between the veteran Brock Lesnar and the young Nigerian powerhouse quickly escalated on the Monday Night Raw shows. Every week it was a real spectacle to see both of them facing off. Raw management didn't know how to prevent the two men from crossing paths. Even Triple H himself at some point had to come out and stop everything in his path. Finally, everything would culminate at WrestleMania 42 in a match that went down in history for its brutality and brevity. In a creative decision that completely shocked the business, Ova Femi destroyed Brock Lesnar in a match that lasted less than 5 minutes, withstanding Lesnar's suplexes and finishing him off with 3 consecutive powerbombs. This victory catapulted Ova Femi to elite superstar status immediately. He is currently undefeated in singles matches on Raw by issuing open challenges, where he destroys anyone who dares to question his dominance in the ring. However, we all believed that Ova Femi had retired Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, but what we didn't know was that the same beast would come back and attack him again a month later. But that's something to keep following week by week on WWE programming. What I really want to highlight here is the perseverance that Ova Femi had to achieve his dream. The impact of Ova Femi lies in the fact that he breaks the mold of the typical tall and heavy wrestler, unlike the giants of the past who based their style on being slow and using static strikes. Ova Femi combines real strength and athletic agility. Ova is capable of lifting competitors weighing over 130 kilos above his head without apparent effort. Also, thanks to his background in athletics, he maintains good speed and explosiveness, which allows him to run the ropes with unstoppable quickness. All this, combined with an intense gaze and theatrical composure, gives Ova enormous credibility as a truly destructive character. From the streets of Lagos to the biggest WWE stages, the story of Ova Femi is the ultimate reminder that success is not a stroke of luck, but the inevitable consequence of preparation, discipline, and the courage to reinvent oneself. Imagine leaving your home, crossing an ocean, and arriving in a strange country with only a scholarship and your dreams. Oba refused to be just another person. He trained when no one was watching, lifted tons of iron in the dark, and became the king of the college track and field scene, but the true character of a champion is measured when fate asks you to change course. He had the courage to leave shot put behind and step into a ring to learn a completely new art from scratch. The language barrier didn't matter, nor did the pain of being slammed against the mat or the weight of uncertainty. He trusted in his strength, shaped his mind, and carved his own path to greatness to dominate at the top. Oba, currently hailed by analysts as the heir to the monster throne, and that's because Ova Femi is built to be the dominant face of WWE for the next decade.
From the wrong side, it's gonna be a long night. We just wanna ball ride.
Currently,